Are you over the age of 60 and noticing that your muscles feel weaker, your arms or legs look thinner, or that you simply do not recover from exercise the way you used to? You may even be eating what you think is a healthy diet, getting enough protein, and staying active, yet still watching your muscle mass slowly fade away. This is not just aging. This is something much more specific. It is a process called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it is one of the most overlooked drivers of frailty, falls, low energy, and even accelerated aging. The truth is, the foods you choose in the evening right before you go to bed can either protect your muscles or accelerate their disappearance. Now, here's what most people do not realize: your muscles are not just sitting there passively. They are metabolically active tissues. They burn calories, they regulate blood sugar, and they store important amino acids that keep your entire body in balance. Losing them is not simply a cosmetic issue. It is a deep metabolic problem that affects energy, immunity, bone strength, and longevity. So why does this happen? Let me explain what is really going on inside your body. As we age, there are three powerful forces working against your muscle tissue. Number one, your body produces less anabolic hormones like growth hormone and testosterone. Number two, your cells become resistant to the very signals like insulin and amino acids that tell them to build muscle. And number three, nighttime becomes the most vulnerable window, because that is when your body naturally breaks down muscle protein for fuel if you are not giving it the right signals and nutrients. Think about it like this. Imagine your muscles are like a savings account in the bank. During the day, you deposit money, protein from food, strength signals from movement. But at night, your body acts like a set of automatic withdrawals. It pulls amino acids out of your muscle bank to keep the rest of your body running. If you go into the night with no deposits, your balance shrinks. Night after night, the withdrawals keep happening, until one day you wake up and realize your account has been drained. Here's the encouraging news. We can stop this process. What research shows is that by choosing specific nutrients before bed, you can flip your nighttime biology. Instead of draining your muscle account, you create a slow, steady drip of amino acids that keep your muscles protected while you sleep. This is not just about eating more protein, it is about timing type of protein and the way it interacts with your hormones at night. In this video, we are going to walk through 6 science-backed strategies that will show you exactly what to eat before bed, so your muscles stop disappearing. You will learn which proteins work best at night, how your liver and insulin play a hidden role, why cortisol and sleep quality determine your muscle balance, and even which supplements are proven to preserve lean mass in seniors. Stay with me, because by the end, you will have a clear, practical protocol you can apply tonight. Here is what most people do not realize: the nighttime hours are the single most vulnerable window for losing muscle. During the day, you eat meals, you move your body, and you send constant signals to your muscles to stay active. But the moment you go to bed, everything changes. Let me explain what is happening inside your body. Sleep is a fasting state. That means for 6, 8, sometimes even 10 hours. Your body goes without any external supply of protein or energy. During that time, your muscles act like a reservoir. They become the emergency storage tank your body taps into, breaking down muscle protein into amino acids that are then used to fuel your brain, your immune system, and even basic repair processes. Think of your muscles like the wood in a fireplace. If you do not provide the fire with enough fuel before bedtime, your body has no choice but to throw logs, your muscle tissue, onto the fire to keep things burning. That is why older adults who go into the night without proper nutrition wake up in the morning weaker, with less lean mass and more prone to fatigue. Research has actually confirmed this. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that when seniors consumed a slow-digesting protein like casein before sleep, their bodies were able to maintain positive protein balance throughout the night instead of falling into a catabolic muscle-wasting state. In other words, the right nutrition before bed can flip the switch from muscle breakdown to muscle preservation. Now, here is where age makes the problem worse. As we get older, our bodies experience something called anabolic resistance. This means that the signals that normally tell your muscles, hey, grow, repair, rebuild, become weaker. In a younger person, a small dose of protein might be enough to spark muscle growth, but in someone over 60, those signals are muted. This makes the nighttime window even more dangerous, because not only are you fasting, your body is less responsive to the usual growth triggers. To add to this, hormones that normally protect muscle decline with age, growth hormone, testosterone, and estrogen, all taper down. And at the same time, stress hormones like cortisol often rise, particularly if your sleep is disrupted. High cortisol at night sends a direct message to your body, break down more muscle tissue. So you can see why older adults often lose muscle mass at a much faster rate if they are not intentional about what happens before bedtime. So the first big takeaway is this: nighttime is not neutral. It is either working for you or against you. If you simply go to bed on an empty stomach, or if your last meal was hours earlier and made up of mostly carbohydrates, your body is far more likely to pull amino acids from your muscle tissue all night long. But if you provide the right kind of fuel, nutrients that release slowly, that feed your muscles steadily, then the night becomes a powerful window of protection. This is why I always tell people, think of the night as a test. You are either passing the test by giving your muscles what they need, or you are failing the test and allowing your body to chip away at your lean mass. And remember, muscle is not just about strength or vanity. Muscle is an organ of longevity. It protects your bones, balances your blood sugar, powers your metabolism, and even supports your immune system. Now, if this is making sense so far, tap the hype button below and consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you protect your health naturally. And by the way, the supplements we are discussing in this video are tagged below, so you can check them out online if you want to support your own muscle health. Now, we are going to look at the type of protein that research shows is the absolute best for seniors to take before bed, because not all proteins behave the same way at night. Some get burned up too quickly, while others provide a slow, steady stream of amino acids that keep your muscles safe until morning. Now that we understand why nighttime is the most vulnerable window for muscle loss, the next question becomes, what is the single best nutrient you can give your body before bed to protect your muscles? The answer is protein, but not just any protein. The type of protein matters more than most people realize. Here is the problem with the way most people think about protein. If you eat a piece of chicken, fish, or even a whey protein shake in the early evening, yes, your body absorbs those amino acids, but the digestion is relatively quick. Within 2 or 3 hours, most of those amino acids are already in your bloodstream and being used. That means by the time you hit the middle of the night, let us say 3 in the morning, your body is already running out of fuel. And what does it do next? It goes right back to pulling amino acids out of your muscles. This is where research gets really interesting. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Physiology, Endocrinology, and Metabolism looked at older adults who consumed 20 to 40 grams of casein protein right before bed. Casein is a slow-digesting protein found in dairy, particularly in foods like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or casein powder. What the researchers found was remarkable. Instead of spiking and then dropping, casein released amino acids gradually over a period of 6 to 8 hours. That steady release provided a constant supply of building blocks to the muscles throughout the night, keeping them in what scientists call a positive protein balance. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine 2 different water bottles. The first one is like whey protein. Open the cap and water gushes out quickly, emptying in minutes. The second one is like casein protein. It has a tiny drip valve, releasing water slowly, steadily over many hours. If you are trying to keep a plant hydrated overnight, which bottle would you choose? The slow drip bottle, of course. That is exactly how casein works for your muscles while you sleep. Now, does this mean whey protein is useless? Absolutely not. Whey is fantastic in the morning or after a workout when you want fast absorption and a quick rise in amino acids. But at night, whey is like lighting a match, bright for a moment, but gone too quickly. Casein, on the other hand, is like a slow-burning candle that keeps glowing until sunrise. Here's a very practical tip. If you are someone who tolerates dairy, having a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt or cottage cheese about 30 minutes before bed can give you 15 to 20 grams of slow digesting protein. If you do not tolerate dairy, there are high-quality casein protein powders you can mix into water or an unsweetened nut milk. Just be sure you are choosing a clean product without added sugars, because sugar at night will spike insulin and interfere with muscle preservation. And here's where the science gets even stronger. Another study conducted in the Netherlands found that elderly men who consumed casein before sleep actually improved not just muscle maintenance, but muscle strength over a period of weeks without changing their daytime diet. That means the timing of protein intake alone made a measurable difference in how their muscles performed. The takeaway is clear. If you are serious about protecting your muscles as you age, do not just focus on how much protein you eat in total. Pay attention to when you eat it and which type you choose. For the nighttime window, slow digesting proteins like casein are your best ally. Now, we are going to look at something most people never connect to muscle health, your liver and insulin, because believe it or not, the way your liver processes evening meals can either support your muscle tissue or sabotage it all night long. Most people think of muscle loss as simply a matter of not eating enough protein or not lifting enough weights. But the truth is, one of the most overlooked organs when it comes to muscle preservation is your liver. Yes, your liver. Here is why. The liver is the command center of your nighttime metabolism. It acts like a traffic controller for nutrients, deciding where amino acids go, how glucose is stored, and whether insulin signals are working properly. And when the liver is not working efficiently, your muscles are the first to suffer. Let me explain. After your evening meal, insulin levels naturally rise to help shuttle nutrients into your cells. In a healthy system, amino acids are directed into muscle tissue for repair and growth. But if your liver is overloaded, maybe from too much evening sugar, alcohol, or processed fats, then insulin does not signal as effectively. Instead of nutrients flowing into the muscle, they get shunted into fat storage. This is what we call insulin resistance, and it becomes more common with age. Think of your liver like the manager of a shipping warehouse. If the manager is alert and organized, the delivery trucks, your nutrients, are sent to the right destinations, including your muscles. But if the manager is overwhelmed and distracted, the trucks pile up outside the warehouse and get rerouted to the wrong place. That wrong place is often fat tissue, while your muscles get short-changed. Research supports this connection. A study published in Diabetology found that older adults with higher degrees of insulin resistance lost muscle mass at a significantly faster rate compared to those who maintained insulin sensitivity. In other words, if your liver is struggling with insulin signals, your muscles will pay the price. So what can you do about it? The first solution is to avoid heavy carbohydrate or sugar-heavy meals at night. Eating pasta, bread, sweets, or alcohol in the evening sends your insulin on a roller coaster ride that interferes with overnight muscle preservation. Instead, choose balanced meals that emphasize protein, healthy fats, and fiber-rich vegetables. This keeps your insulin stable and allows the liver to direct amino acids toward your muscles. Second, support your liver directly. Nutrients like magnesium, choline, and antioxidants from leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables help your liver process toxins and maintain balance. Even something as simple as a small portion of steamed broccoli or spinach at dinner can improve your liver's nighttime workload. Third, time your eating window. Studies on intermittent fasting show that finishing your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime allows the liver to process nutrients more efficiently, preventing fat buildup and supporting steady muscle repair overnight. Now, I want to highlight one more key point. Alcohol before bed is one of the fastest ways to sabotage your muscles. Not only does it put stress on the liver, but it also blunts growth hormone release during sleep. Growth hormone is one of the primary signals that tells your body to repair and build muscle tissue. Just 1 or 2 glasses of wine in the evening can dramatically reduce that signal. So the takeaway here is clear. Protecting your muscles is not just about protein. It is also about keeping your liver and insulin pathways healthy. A clean, protein-rich, low-sugar evening meal sets the stage for amino acids to reach your muscles and protect them while you sleep. If you're finding this information useful, tap the hype button below and subscribe. I post daily content designed to help you protect your health naturally. And remember, the supplements mentioned in this video are tagged below. You can explore them online if you want tools to support your liver and muscle health. Now, we are going to connect another critical piece of the puzzle: how your sleep hormones, cortisol and melatonin, directly control whether your body builds or breaks down muscle during the night. We have looked at protein, we have looked at the liver and insulin, but now we need to zoom out and ask what controls the environment your body is in at night. The answer is your hormones, and two of the most important hormones for muscle preservation during sleep are cortisol and melatonin. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It is designed to be high in the morning to wake you up, give you energy, and help you handle the demands of the day. But at night, cortisol is supposed to be low. If it stays elevated, your body shifts into a catabolic state. That means it breaks down tissues, including muscle, to create glucose and keep your brain running. In other words, high nighttime cortisol literally tells your body to burn your muscles for fuel. On the flip side, melatonin is your sleep hormone. It signals darkness, rest, and repair. But melatonin does more than just help you fall asleep. It actually interacts with your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories in your muscle cells, to trigger, repair, and reduce oxidative stress. Research published in Frontiers in Physiology shows that melatonin supplementation not only improves sleep, but can also support muscle regeneration and reduce muscle wasting in older adults. Think of cortisol and melatonin like two sides of a seesaw. If cortisol is high, melatonin is suppressed. If melatonin is high, cortisol is kept in check. Your muscle health depends on keeping that seesaw balanced. So how do you control these hormones? The first step is to take sleep hygiene seriously. Exposure to bright blue light from phones, tablets, or television at night suppresses melatonin. That means your body does not enter its full repair state, and muscle preservation suffers. Just 30 to 60 minutes of screen-free time before bed can make a measurable difference in your muscle health. The second step is stress management. If you are lying in bed replaying the day, worrying about tomorrow, or scrolling through negative news, your cortisol remains elevated. Breathing exercises, meditation, or even a short stretch routine before bed can bring cortisol down and allow melatonin to rise naturally. The third step is timing. Remember, late night eating, especially sugar or alcohol, spikes cortisol and interferes with melatonin. That is why a clean, protein-rich pre-bed snack works better than a heavy, carbohydrate-rich meal. It supports melatonin's natural rise while minimizing cortisol's disruptive signal. Now, I want to mention something important for older adults. As we age, our natural production of melatonin decreases. This is one reason why many seniors have trouble sleeping and also why they experience accelerated muscle loss. In these cases, a low-dose melatonin supplement, around 1 to 3 milligrams taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed, can help restore the natural rhythm. However, it is always best to discuss supplementation with your healthcare provider, especially if you are on medications. Research also shows that keeping a consistent bedtime and wake-up time strengthens your circadian rhythm. When your body knows when to expect rest and when to expect activity, cortisol and melatonin naturally align, and your muscle tissue benefits from more efficient repair cycles. The big takeaway here is this: your hormones set the tone for your muscles at night. High cortisol equals muscle breakdown. High melatonin equals muscle protection and repair. By controlling your environment, light, stress, food, and timing, you can directly influence whether your muscles shrink or strengthen while you sleep. Now, we're going to shift gears and talk about the often overlooked nutrients and supplements, things like magnesium, vitamin D, and creatine, that can quietly but powerfully support your muscles while you rest. So far, we have talked about the big players: protein, liver metabolism, and sleep hormones. But there is another category that often gets overlooked, and yet it can quietly tip the balance between muscle loss and muscle preservation: micronutrients and supplements. Here's the truth. Your muscles are not just made of protein. They require cofactors, vitamins, and minerals that act like spark plugs in the engine. Without them, even the best protein strategy will not translate into strong, healthy muscle tissue. Let us start with magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many of which are directly connected to energy production and muscle repair. At night, magnesium helps relax the nervous system, reduce cortisol, and improve sleep quality. Better sleep means stronger melatonin release, and as we learned earlier, that translates into better muscle protection. A study published in Nutrients found that older adults who supplemented with magnesium had improvements in muscle function and even physical performance. The takeaway: a magnesium-rich diet, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, or a high-quality magnesium glycinate supplement before bed can be a quiet game changer. Next, vitamin D. Most people think of vitamin D only in terms of bone health, but the research is clear. Vitamin D receptors are present in muscle tissue, and low vitamin D is directly linked to muscle weakness and accelerated sarcopenia. One study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed that seniors with adequate vitamin D had significantly better muscle strength than those who were deficient. If your vitamin D levels are low, especially during the winter months, supplementation can make a noticeable difference in preserving lean mass. Now let us talk about creatine. This one surprises a lot of people because creatine is usually marketed to athletes or bodybuilders. But the truth is, creatine is not just about building big muscles. It is about supporting the energy currency of your cells, adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. For seniors, a small dose of creatine, 3 to 5 grams daily, has been shown to improve muscle preservation, strength, and even cognitive health. And when taken consistently, creatine works synergistically with protein to keep muscles resilient, especially during the overnight fast. Another overlooked nutrient is omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA from fish oil. These fatty acids are anti-inflammatory, and inflammation is one of the silent drivers of muscle breakdown. By lowering inflammation, omega-3 fatty acids create a more favorable environment for muscle protein synthesis. Clinical trials have demonstrated that omega-3 supplementation enhances the muscle-building response to protein in older adults. That means if you pair omega-3 with your evening protein, your muscles get more benefit from the same meal. Finally, let us not forget antioxidants. Compounds like vitamin C, vitamin E, and polyphenols from foods like berries and green tea help reduce oxidative stress inside the muscle. Oxidative stress is essentially rusting of the muscle tissue, and over time it accelerates weakness. Protecting your muscles from that oxidative damage means they are stronger, more efficient, and more resilient against age-related decline. So here's a practical takeaway. Beyond protein, your muscles need a supportive cast of nutrients at night. A small evening routine might look like this: a bowl of Greek yogurt or casein shake for slow protein, a magnesium glycinate supplement to relax the body, vitamin D if your levels are low, and omega-3 fatty acids as part of your dinner. Add creatine during the day and you are covering nearly every angle of muscle preservation. If you are finding this valuable, make sure to tap the hype button below and subscribe. I share daily science-driven strategies like these to help you protect your health naturally. And remember, the supplements we are discussing are tagged with this video, so you can explore them from online sources if you want to add them to your routine. Now, we are going to put everything together into a practical evening protocol: timing, nutrition, supplements, and lifestyle, so you will know exactly what to do before bed to stop your muscles from disappearing. We have covered the science, the mechanisms, and the nutrients. Now let us pull it all together into a practical evening routine you can start using tonight. Because knowledge without action does not protect your muscles, consistent habits do. Here's what the research and clinical experience suggests is the most effective nighttime protocol for seniors who want to stop muscle loss. Step number 1, plan your dinner wisely. Aim to finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. This gives your liver time to process nutrients without being overloaded right as you fall asleep. Dinner should focus on high-quality protein, such as fish, chicken, or legumes, paired with non-starchy vegetables and healthy fats like olive oil or avocado. Keep starchy carbohydrates minimal at this meal and absolutely avoid sugary desserts or alcohol at night, since both spike insulin and cortisol, which interfere with muscle preservation. Step number 2, About 30 to 60 minutes before bed, have a small, slow-digesting protein snack. This is where casein shines. A serving of plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a scoop of casein protein mixed with water or unsweetened nut milk provides a steady drip of amino acids through the night. Think of it as setting up an overnight IV for your muscles, but using food. This simple step is one of the most powerful tools against sarcopenia. Step number 3. Support your sleep hormones. Shut down bright screens at least 30 minutes before bed to allow melatonin to rise naturally. Dim the lights, do some light stretching, or practice slow breathing to bring cortisol down. If you struggle with sleep, consider a low-dose melatonin supplement, but start with lifestyle first. Remember, high cortisol equals muscle breakdown. High melatonin equals muscle protection. Step number 4, layering key nutrients. Take magnesium glycinate before bed to relax the nervous system and improve sleep quality. If your vitamin D levels are low, supplement earlier in the day. Include omega-3 fatty acids with dinner to reduce inflammation and add creatine to your morning or midday routine. These micronutrients act like a support team, ensuring that your muscles can use the protein you give them effectively. Step number 5, create a consistent bedtime rhythm. Go to bed at the same time each night. Your circadian rhythm is like an internal metronome, and when it is steady, your hormones work in harmony. Consistency in sleep and wake times enhances the effect of every other step we have talked about. Now, let me give you a real-world example. Imagine a 70-year-old man who has been losing muscle and feeling weaker. He eats his dinner at 7 o'clock, grilled salmon with roasted broccoli and olive oil. At 9:30, he has a half cup of Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of chia seeds. At 10 o'clock, he takes his magnesium, turns off the television, dims the lights, and does 5 minutes of deep breathing. By 10:30, he is asleep, with melatonin rising and a slow drip of amino acids feeding his muscles until morning. Repeat that pattern night after night, and you have just transformed the most vulnerable hours into a window of repair and preservation. This is the essence of functional medicine, using timing, nutrition, and lifestyle to work with your body's natural rhythms. It does not require medication. It does not require extreme diets. It requires simple, consistent choices applied at the right times. So the big takeaway is this: do not let the night steal your muscle. Use the evening as your strongest ally. With the right dinner, the right bedtime snack, supportive nutrients,